It's November 6th, 2022, Sunday afternoon. I'm Todd Dunn, and today I am in Bass Harbor. And as a matter of fact, I'm on the beach in Bass Harbor, and that's some of the lobster fishing fleet behind me and Bernard on the other side. So what I want to do in this video is talk about living here on Mount Desert Island. Now, by living, I mean you live here. This is your home. You're here 12 months of the year. And what can you do in the winter? So today, I'm going to look at what you can do in the winter over here in Bass Harbor, Bernard, and in Southwest Harbor from the business standpoint. What is open? And I'll do a separate video on what you can do in terms of outdoor activities. Looking across the harbor now at Bernard, I can tell you that over there, in terms of commercial businesses, restaurants, etc., there are no restaurants open, except possibly right up at the head of the harbor. There is a pizza restaurant that's open occasionally. The only other things that are open over in Bernard are the public library, which is open about 4 days a week. Not all day though. It's pretty small. It has an interesting collection. It's a pleasant place to go. And there are a couple of boat yards. There's Bass Harbor Boat, and there is the classic boat shop. So you can, if you want, take your boat over to either and have them work on it. Or you could hire either one of them to build you a new boat. But that's it for Bernard. There's not much over there. Oh, I forgot one other thing. There is a post office over there. So you can go acquire some stamps and mail things. Now over here in Bass Harbor, on the east side of the harbor, we have tons of businesses. However, most of them, like the Seafood Catch restaurant here, are closed until May. Right here, this building is a lobster pound, where if you're a lobster fisherman, you can sell your lobsters, and they also sell fuel. Now here in Bass Harbor, we also have the Maine State Ferry Terminal right here. There's the dock. I'm filming from in the truck because it is blowing like stink out there. You can see the flags flapping. You can all year get the ferry over to Swans Island, and at least once a week you can also take the ferry out to Frenchboro. And so if you're feeling inclined for a little sea voyage, you can come over here as a walk-on passenger and go for a round-trip ferry ride to Swans Island or Frenchboro. You're not going to have much time on Frenchboro unless you want to stay there for a week though, so basically you're just going to ride the ferry over and back. And actually I hope to do that and shoot a video of it later this fall. Just in from the shore a little bit here in Bass Harbor, we have one of our year-round businesses. Yep, the U.S. Post Office, where you can do post office stuff. And one of the things that we have here in Bass Harbor is there are a lot of private roads, and the post office doesn't deliver mail on private roads, so those of us who live on private roads get to come over here to pick our mail up from the post office. Now this is the Tremont Town office. It's open all year, and so if you need to, you can come in and register your car or pay your property taxes and take advantage of other municipal services, like apply for a building permit. Not really a lot going on here, but it is open 5 days a week all winter. Oh yeah, And next Tuesday, you can come here and vote. And here is another commercial center here in Bass Harbor. This is Hanson's Outpost. It's pretty obviously a gas station and convenience store. They also have a kitchen where you can pick up some fried chicken or a pizza. They also have a building over there. It says Hanson's Marine and Sporting Supplies. Frankly, I've never been in there, and I don't know if they're open this winter. And this is Gordius Garage. It's an auto repair shop where you can bring your car to get it worked on. And right here we have a boat storage facility. They specialize in small boats, trailerable boats, and basically they're winter storage. All right, we're now getting ready to leave Bass Harbor, and we're going to head over into Southwest Harbor. This is the bridge across the end of the Bass Harbor Salt Marsh, and now we're in Southwest Harbor. Now the first business we come to here in Southwest Harbor is Gott's Store, which is open all year, and they also have a kitchen and do takeout food, pizzas, fish and chips, and during the week they put together takeout meals that you can just pick up and go for lunch. Now, as we get closer to the main part of Southwest Harbor, we pass one of the other year-round businesses. This is the Napa Auto Parts Store, where you can get auto parts. And just a little bit down the road from Napa, we have Skip's Automotive Services, another auto repair shop, and the more distant building there is Skip's Car Wash, the only car wash in this part of the island. Now I'm over in Southwest Harbor, and this is the road down to the marina, and this is the West Marine Store, a marine chandlery, and it is open Tuesday through Saturday, at least now. I don't know if they'll stay open all year. They have in the past, but it has depended largely on staffing. They, like a lot of businesses nowadays, they sometimes have difficulty finding people to work there. And just down the hill from West Marine is Dysart's Great Harbor Marina. This is where I keep Sequester in the summer, and as you can see, it's open all year. Lots of boats in here right now, including what looks like a transient Canadian boat, judging by the Canadian flags. Actually, two of them heading south for the winter. And there are a lot of boats that stay here in the water over the winter, including a fair number of fishing boats that either just leave their boat here for the winter or go out and fish on good days in the winter. So the marina is actually fairly active all year. Okay, now I'm just a half block from downtown Southwest Harbor, and this is the Next Level Sports Lounge, which is, as you might have guessed, a lounge that also serves food. And they are clearly open here on Sunday, November 6, 2022, and I believe they're going to stay open this winter, at least as long as they keep getting customers. Now, as the sign says, this is Southwest Cycle. They're a bike shop. They rent, sell, and repair bicycles, and they are generally open at least some days all winter. Their hours drop off in the middle of the winter, but this time of year they're open 10 to 4:30, and they are still renting bikes. Now here we are in downtown proper, and there are several year-round businesses here. The Davis Agency is a real estate agency, and they stay open. Next door to them is the Cafe Dry Dock and Inn. The hotel part is open in the winter. You can go in there and rent a room. On this side of the street, we have a number of businesses that are, as you can see, closed for the season. There's Harbor Artisans, which I suspect is also closed for the season. And then we have a little cafe and ice cream shop that is also closed. Across the street we have Sawyer's Specialties. It's a wine and cheese shop, and it is open all year, but their winter hours are somewhat restricted. But they do have monthly wine tastings, which are actually quite popular social gatherings. Across Clark Point Road from Sawyer's is the McEachern and Hutchins Hardware Store. It's open all winter, usually 7 days a week. And down beyond it, in the building with the blue awnings, there is another real estate agency and an insurance broker. And here is one of the two banks here in Southwest Harbor. It is, of course, open all year. And we'll walk through downtown and see what else there is going on. That won't take long. Downtown is 1 block long. So, this is Sawyer's Market. It closed a couple of years ago and just reopened this summer. And I don't know if they're going to stay open. Winter hours starting November 1st, Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6. So they are intending to stay open. And basically it's a little grocery store, kind of a specialty grocery store. And that's about it. This is the Little Notch Bakery. They do stay open a good deal of the winter, because their bakery is actually located right behind the West Marine store, and I could smell bread baking while I was there. And they sell their freshly baked bread here. Although I believe their cafe, which is next door, is closed in the winter. And the next thing we come to is the Southwest Harbor Public Library. And it is open 6 days a week all year. So, and it's a very nice little library, and they have periodic events there. It's quite pleasant. This is just the old part of the building. There's a much bigger new wing behind the old part of the building. And despite being the Southwest Harbor Public Library, it's actually run by a private foundation. And as I said, it's a very good library. So we'll keep going. Gonna pass a couple of restaurants. This is Hearth and Harbor, and I believe it is closed for the season, although it's kind of hard. Oh no, looks like today may have been their last day. And we've got a little art shop. I don't know if they're open or not. A lot of these businesses close up in the winter. And this obviously has nothing in it. Then we have Eat Pita. It's a nice restaurant, closed in the winter. And a fine art gallery, which I believe is also closed in the winter. And we'll come around the corner and see the rest of the commercial part of Southwest Harbor. The yellow building there is the other bank. That's the Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, and it is, of course, open all year. And then here we have the local drugstore, which is open all year. And in addition, they have the usual stuff that you would find at a drugstore. This is a locally owned store, though. It is not part of a chain, but it's a nice little store. And I will be going over there on Wednesday to get my next vaccination. And back here we have a little ice cream and coffee shop that appears to still be open. I don't know how long they will stay open. It's possible that they'll be open as a coffee shop for the winter. I kind of doubt they'll sell much ice cream here in January. And we come in behind. You can see the gray shingled building there is the add-on to the public library. So it is a much bigger building than it looks like from Main Street. And as they said, it's open 6 days a week all year. And what else is back here? Well, about the only thing else is Bub's Burritos. We'll walk over and see if they have a sign saying if they're going to be open in the winter. Well, I just took a look. Bub's Burritos looks like it has closed up for the winter. And we only have a little bit more in this part of downtown. Here we have the Southwest Harbor Police Department. They stay open all winter, so if you need to go to jail or anything like that, you can stop in. And upstairs from the police department is the Southwest Harbor Town Office, which is of course open all winter. So now I'm going to head down Clark Point Road. There are a few businesses there that stay open all year, and we'll have a look at those. And then there are just a couple more businesses to look at here in Southwest Harbor. We're on Clark Point Road now. That's Main Street up there. That's the back side of the hardware store. And here is the Red Sky Restaurant, which in the past has been open for special events in the winter, but not normally open. Next to it is the Tomcat, which I don't know what it's doing now, but it was sort of a small convenience store. And it looks like it's changed what it carries. May not be open anymore in the winter. Okay, across Clark Point Road from the Red Sky Restaurant and Tomcat, we have the United States Post Office for Southwest Harbor, which of course is open all year. Then we have Sips 2, which is a little takeout food place. They have prepared meals that you can pick up and take home. And we have the Common Good Cafe and Soup Kitchen. It is a place that runs over there in the graveled area with the fence. In the summer, they have a breakfast every day with various breakfast foods and popovers on a donation basis. This is our barber shop. It is open all year, although there's a sign in the window that says they're getting ready to move at the end of November to a new location over on Seal Cove Road, and we're going to go by. I won't necessarily know where they're going to be, but that's where it says they're going to move to. So that kind of finishes off the businesses here in downtown Southwest Harbor. And we're going to go out Clark Point Road and have a look at what there is out there. Now, just out Clark Point Road a little bit, we come to one of Southwest Harbor's 3 town docks. Now, I came down here because this is one of the places where you can catch the ferry that goes over to the Cranberry Islands, with stops at Great Cranberry and Little Cranberry. And they do run all year. It's a passenger only ferry. And there's a nice town parking lot here where you can park free while you go over to the Cranberries. All right, we're down pretty near the end of Clark Point Road. this is Hamilton Marine, which is the Southwest Harbor branch of Maine's biggest marine store chain. It's a local chain, headquartered in Searsport, Maine. And so if you need anything for your boat over the winter, if you're working on it, they can get it for you. And they have quite a good selection. This particular store is skewed toward fishing supplies. So if you need lobster fishing supplies, this is the place to go and get them. And we'll walk down a little bit and see what else is down here. In these buildings here, we've got Southwest Boat, which is a boat storage and maintenance facility. These buildings across the street are large storage buildings. As you can see, it goes back pretty far. That's a pretty good sized building. And there are a lot of boats stored in there for the winter. Down here at the end of Clark Point is the U.S. Coast Guard Station. They, of course, are open all winter. So if you need any coasts guarded, it's a place to come. And right next door is Beals Lobster Pier. They buy lobsters from lobster fishermen and sell fuel in the winter to them. But their restaurant is closed up for the season. And right over here, down there, the little two-story building is Down East Diesel. They do repairs on marine engines. And they're open all year. Okay, that wraps up what there is in downtown and out here on Clark Point Road. So we're going to head over to Seal Cove Road, where there are some more shops, and then go out and take a look at the little plaza where the local grocery store is located. Now, we're on Main Street, headed north from downtown Southwest Harbor, and I'm about 4 or 5 blocks from downtown, and we're going to come up here to Seal Cove Road in just a minute, where there is a sort of a strip mall, if you will, with a number of shops, and we'll take a look at it and see what's there. Before we get there, though, we pass another gas station. This is a Shell gas station, and it has a little convenience store, again, with some takeout food. And then we're going to come right up here to Seal Cove Road. Now, Seal Cove Road in the summer goes across the island to the western side of the island at Seal Cove. But the road goes through Acadia National Park, and the park closes its part of the road in the winter, and in about 2 weeks that road will be closed for the winter. Here in the Seal Cove Mall, there aren't too many retail businesses. The most prominent one is right here, Southwest Liquor, which is, not surprisingly, a liquor store. And they have a wonderful selection of beer. They usually have a couple of hundred different beers in there. And as we walk down here, there are a number of small businesses. Many of them are not open all year or have very limited clientele. I think there's an upholstery shop. And right here's the Quiet Side Cafe, which has a very good reputation. I don't know if they're going to be open this winter. I'll walk over and have a look. I'm close enough. They're closed for the season. They tried to stay open last winter, but they ran into staffing problems, which is a real issue for the small businesses here on Mount Desert Island. And down here we've got, as I said, there's an upholstery shop, and there is a veterinary clinic where the vet comes from Ellsworth and has a clinic in the late afternoon a couple of days a week. And basically that's about it for retail. Oh, and there's a drive-up facility for one of the 2 banks in downtown. So that pretty much finishes this part of Southwest Harbor. There's one more spot where there is a little bit of year-round business activity, so let's head there now. I'm about a mile from downtown now, and this is a little plaza where there's some businesses, and this is our local grocery store, Southwest Food Mart. It is, of course, open 7 days a week. And while it isn't a supermarket, it does have a pretty comprehensive selection. And across from it, we have Title Graphics, which is a vinyl sign shop. There's a Pilates studio, and I do not know what Flag Suit is. And here we have a laundromat, which is open all year. And down here we have a little antique shop. And I don't know their winter hours. I have never been in there. Well, that pretty much wraps up the businesses in the main part of Southwest Harbor that are open all year. Now, if we go out Manset, there are a couple of marine businesses. There is the Hinckley Yard that does boat servicing, and they are open all year, but you can take your boat there. They can haul you out and put you in a shed, paint the boat, do pretty much anything to it. And there's also Ocean House Boat Storage. That's also boat storage and maintenance facility. And then finally there's Ellis Yachts, and they also do boat storage and maintenance. And if you have $1 million sort of burning a hole in your pocket, they will be happy to build you a brand new boat. So that pretty much wraps up Southwest Harbor. As you can see, if you want to go out for a meal, you don't have many options here. And if you want to really do much of anything except go to the grocery store, go to the bank or the hardware store, or go to one of the marine chandleries, there aren't a lot of options in terms of business activity. Consequently, when people go shopping here, if you want anything that those stores don't sell, which is quite a bit, you head into Ellsworth or Bangor. So it can be very, very quiet here in the winter, which most of us who live here quite like. And I'll do, in my next video, I'm going to talk about some of the things you can do around here in the winter that aren't associated with business activity. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't, why don't you consider subscribing to my channel?